Hi guys, it's Sarah. I hope you can hear me. I am currently here at the hospital infusion center. I am getting my chemo treatment number 5, and my last one is number 6. So I'm feeling great about getting through this process and moving on to the next step. So, my last treatment for this will be February 6th. So, this time next month, I will be on the upswing with getting my energy back, starting to grow my hair back. So I'm, really, really feeling good about that. I do have a lot of other types of treatments ahead. It's about a year-long process or maybe a little more. Um, but I'm trying to stay just focused on where I am right now. So as you can see, I'm hooked up to the IV meds are connected to my port, and there's my lovely IV. So I'm in for kind of a long day. The chemo days last a really long time because you get what they call pre-meds. So it's different like nausea medications, and there's 3 of those. So those take, about an hour or so to administer. But those help combat the effects of the chemotherapy. So those are good. You want those. And then I have 4 chemotherapy drugs to do, and they do one at a time. I'll be here for a good 8 hours or so. It's like a full work day, but my mom's here with me. She's gone to go pick up some lunch, and I have some work I can do. I always bring my laptop. I can watch Netflix or whatever, and I have a book. So I just kind of treat it like I'm on an airplane, and I'm going to have to just sit here all day. So, you know, and it's more comfortable than an airplane because I have a recliner to sit in. So anyway, so I wanted to just give you that update. I'm doing great. My energy level's great. All my blood levels are awesome, and I'd had an EKG which showed everything's normal. So um, I'm really, really doing well, and I've been handling the chemotherapy, and so I feel really good going forward with the last two treatments because I know what to expect. I know I can handle it, and there's such a light at the end of the tunnel. So that's really good. So I wanted to just share a couple things with you, um, just about my personal transformation and kind of how things have progressed, because I always feel like any challenge that I face or adversity that I face and lessons that I learn from it can always help other people, even if your situation is totally different than mine, which I hope it is. But everything we go through is tough. Life is tough, and there's always ups and downs. And so I always like to just kind of share whatever comes to me in the hopes that some of it will resonate with you. So part of it is when I was diagnosed with this cancer, um, I was always on the go, always stressed out, always pushing, 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 to be perfect and to accomplish and to achieve and to get as much packed into every single day that I possibly could, with work and kids and exercising and, just I have my career and I have, so much going on that, I was so stressed out all the time and anxious. And I do believe that that has contributed to my illness, but even if it doesn't create illness, it still takes away from your quality of life. And with this cancer and with this chemotherapy treatment, it's knocked me on my butt. I'm still working a little bit, but nowhere near. I don't have the energy to do anywhere near what I could do before. And exercise, instead of 5 hardcore workouts a week, has turned into maybe 2 or 3 days of taking a moderately paced walk. On a really, really, really good day, I can make it 2 miles. And a lot of times it's, one lap around my block, and then I'm out of breath and exhausted. And so I lay on the couch a lot. And to me, that's kind of just like the lesson of, you know what, if you're not gonna slow down, God or the universe is gonna do it for you. And that's kind of what has happened. And the other thing is, even with this slowdown period, I'm pressuring myself to, you know, figure out, what are you going to do after this? What are you going to do about work? How are you going to, pay all these medical bills? How are you going to, um, get back into your career and rebuild what you've lost? Because, this is going to put me behind by at least 6 months, if not a year, because I've had to slow down so much. And the, I pray about it, I meditate on it. And the message that I get over and over again is, you don't have to do anything. This transformation will come about for you as a result of what you are going through. So instead of pushing so hard as I was doing before with my busyness and my activities, now I'm pushing for learning my lesson. What's the purpose of this, and what can I do? And not just that, but how can I get rid of this cancer? What can I do to make sure it doesn't come back and make sure it goes away? And racking my brains for what did I do and how did I cause this, so that I can not do that again. And the message that I just continue to receive is, just be, just relax, just do what you need to do, rest and heal, and make your focus be that, and everything else will fall into place. Your transformation will occur. And I have a prayer that I like to say a lot, and it is, whether your belief is God or the universe or a higher power or, another religion, whatever your belief is, I call it God. And I'll say, God, please show me the next step, and show it to me in a way that I can see it and that I'm able to do it. And so I just keep focusing on that, like, what is the next step? And the mantra that I've had is receive, allow, and let go. And that's not easy for me. It's really contrary to my natural personality. All three of those are not something that I do, but on a, naturally. So it's a struggle. But I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, and of course I spin out, and of course, I lose that over and over and have to kind of remind myself, and actually have it written down on a bookmark. So whenever I'm reading, I look at that, and it's got a real pretty picture of a sailboat. It was actually a gift tag that someone had sent me, a lovely gift while I was, to help me through my treatments, and so I wrote it on that. So it's something I can see and remind myself of. And the other thing is, I want to be so hard on myself for not being positive all the time. And you guys are seeing a lot of my positive side, because I only do these videos and make posts when I'm feeling up to it. And so usually I'm my energy is pretty good and my mood is pretty good, and that's how I feel today. I feel really good because the light at the end of the tunnel with the chemo finishing up. But that is definitely not how I am all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm just crying in the shower, crying myself to sleep, or talking to a friend or my boyfriend. And, it's tough. It's really tough to, keep trying to bring yourself to the positive. And so what I want to say to you about that is, grieving and sadness and anger and all those feelings, this is not fair, and, why did this have to happen to me? And, with whatever your challenge is, with whatever journey you're on, you're going to have feelings that have, in our culture, like a negative connotation. But you're meant to have those feelings. We're, as humans, we're equipped with this range of feelings for a reason. And if you don't allow them to flow through you, if you push it down and just keep telling yourself, no, no, be positive, no, don't be angry, those aren't productive, blah, 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 then all that does is repress it and make it continue even longer than it will if you just allow yourself to be in that moment and allow that feeling to flow through you. And getting help where you need it, of course, getting a supportive ear. And I have the added challenge of I've struggled with anxiety and depression for years, probably most of my life. And someone had said to me, it was actually my therapist, because that's part of what I use to help me combat, the anxiety and the depression, and all those contribute to my spinning out and getting overwhelmed with, the treatments, and with worrying about, getting rid of this cancer and what's in my future. And, it makes it even more difficult for me to always try to see the silver lining. But my therapist said it's like if you're grieving over the loss of a loved one, and everybody just wants to say, just remember the good times, just think about all that you had. Well, that's fine and good, and you should do that, but you also have to grieve. You also have to allow those feelings. And any journey you go through, whether it's a loss, a death, or an illness that you're dealing with, or an illness that you're helping someone else through, or just whatever, loss of a job, or any kind of stress and anxiety and challenge, you are going to have to feel those feelings. And when people tell you not to, or just focus on the good, they're doing it out of love. They want you to feel better, and they don't know how to help you feel better, when really what you just need is someone to listen to you. But people's natural inclination is to try to help you, and that's not actually helpful. Because when people tell me, just stay positive and, don't focus on the negative, then I feel like I'm failing. I feel like, people say, fight and be a warrior, and, be a badass, and you're going to kick cancer's ass. I think it's helpful to try to switch you to always focusing on the positive, but that just sets you up for feeling like you're not doing it right. So whatever you feel is right, and it is where you're supposed to be. I feel good, at least, and positive and happy at least half the time, if not probably 75%. And then there's that other 25% where, I just feel like shit. I'm just upset, I'm sad, I'm mad, and that's okay. So I hope that the lesson I'm learning, you can apply that to your life and to whatever you're going through. And I just want to thank you for watching, and thank you for all the wonderful healing energy people are sending me. It's just wonderful to have all the support and to know that you guys are all out there. And if all this positive feedback that I'm getting, if I can send it all back to you, I hope I am. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk soon.